Welcome to the Nevis newscast for Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. The Nevis Disaster Management Department and the Public Works Department are assessing the damage on the island as a result of rain bands associated with Tropical Storm Nicole. Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department, Brian Dyer, says its flood management systems around the island recorded an average of more than 4 inches of rainfall over a 4-hour period.
On Nevis, the rain showers began after 8 p.m. on Monday, 7th November, and that continued well into the evening and early morning hours of Tuesday, 8th November. The impact was borne mainly on our road network. We had impacts in the Caseby area where they overtopped the Island Main Road due to blockage and caused severe impact to the road infrastructure. The Public Works are currently looking at that area and effecting repairs so that the inconvenience to the general public would be minimized. We have also seen impacts at the Nevis Bridge, Camps Bridge, where those two bridges were also overtopped and debris was thrown across the Island Main Road. The impact at the Nevis Bridge saw an impact to the Nevis flood management system. We encountered some damage there as one of our rain gauges were damaged. We also had an impact on the water level station where some cables were severed by debris that were flown across the Island Main Road and impacted the railing of the bridge. We have also seen debris along the Libert Hill and Potworks area, and that trend continued right around the island.
According to Dyer, several other areas had to be cleaned.
We had reports of flooding in Brown Hill and also in some areas in Hamlin's Road. Those areas would have been cleaned already by heavy equipment. We would also want to appeal to the general public to maintain situational awareness as you move about today and drive with due care and attention, as some of the roads may still have siltation. The Public Works Department is moving around village by village to ensure that the roads are clean. The inclement weather is expected to continue throughout the Tuesday, 8th November, and we should see some gradual clearing on Wednesday, 9th November, as Tropical Storm Nicole moved further away from the general area.
Due to the inclement weather, schools on Nevis were closed on Tuesday, November 8th. The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDEMA, is seeking to help in the enhancement of the National Disaster Management Program. This is according to CDEMA's Executive Director, Elizabeth Riley, who visited the Federation last week. During her visit, Riley met with various government officials, including Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, as well as Deputy Premier and Minister responsible for disaster management in Nevis, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers.
The intent of my mission is really to deepen my familiarity with the specific disaster risk management issues which are facing St. Kitts and Nevis, and importantly to have a conversation around how the CDEMA coordinating unit can better support St. Kitts and Nevis in addressing disaster management issues. The agency CDEMA is a regional organization of the Caribbean community, and we have 19 participating states, of which St. Kitts and Nevis is one.
Riley also spoke to the 2022 to 2027 CDEMA strategic plan and how it would impact St. Kitts and Nevis.
So we have just launched the 2022 to 2027 strategic plan for CDEMA, and we are really in discussions now with countries to understand how we can better support the national level programming. And we talked through a range of areas, including search and rescue. We discuss opportunities for training through the CDEMA system, and also how CDEMA can leverage its partnerships with other partners around the region to support the program here on Nevis and across the broader Federation. And we really encourage populations of all of our states, including here in Nevis, to ensure that they take on board the guidance that has been given. If there are questions to be raised around it, it's important to raise those questions and get clarity for yourself, because at the end of the day, it's individual decisions which can support the saving of lives.
The CDEMA Executive Director is encouraging residents to maintain a close relationship with the National Disaster Management agencies.
The Nevis Disaster Management Department is here to serve you, and we encourage you to reach out, stay connected, but also to volunteer, because the work of the national office is the work of all of us, and we all have a role to play. And I encourage you to link with your national office, offer your services in whatever way you can, because this is what will make us a more resilient people.
The mandate of CDEMA is to support its member states during times of disaster, as well as to strengthen their ability to withstand the impacts of the hazards that they face. President of the Republic of China Taiwan, Her Excellency Tai Ing-wen, received the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Zhu, with a guard of honor at the Presidential Palace in Taipei on Tuesday, November 8th. Bilateral discussions were held between the two leaders, and a state banquet followed for Prime Minister Dr. Zhu and his delegation, which is comprised of former Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas, leader of the opposition in the National Assembly, the Honorable Mark Brantley, members of the National Assembly, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, the Honorable Dr. Joel Clark, and the Honorable Iselene Phillip, members of the Nevis Island Assembly, the Honorable Cleon Stapleton Simmons, Senior Assistant Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister Samuel Berridge, and Personal Assistant to the Prime Minister Hazel Jeffers. Meantime, Ambassador-designate Daniel Lennox Francis also presented his credentials to President of the Republic of China Taiwan, Her Excellency Tai Ing-wen, on Tuesday, November 8, 2022. He is now officially His Excellency Daniel Lennox Francis, Ambassador of St. Kitts and Nevis to the Republic of China, Taiwan. Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, will host his next monthly press conference on Thursday, November 17, 2022. The press conference will be held at the Cabinet Room on the second floor of the Social Security Building at Penny's Estate. Premier Brantley will provide an update on matters pertaining to Nevis, and members of the press will have the opportunity to ask questions. The press conference will be broadcast live from 10 a.m. on Nevis Television NTV, Channel 99, Nevis TV Online.com, NTV Go Up, Nevis Television Facebook page, and Nevis Newscast YouTube channel. Still to come, 30 graduate from Emergency Medical Responder course. The details after this break.
The people of Nevis have long remained connected to the gifts nature has bestowed. As an ambassador of this majestic island, it is my duty to encourage my people to nurture, preserve, and protect what makes us unique as a people and strong as a country.
This one is dedicated to my lovely little island.
Welcome back. On Monday, November 7th, a graduation ceremony was held at the Police Training Complex on St. Kitts for 30 security personnel from the Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force and the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Service. The 30 participants have completed the Emergency Medical Responder Course number 1 of 2022. At the ceremony, the officers received their certificates signifying their successful completion of the course. In attendance at the graduation ceremony were Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy, Assistant Commissioner of Police Andre Mitchell, Acting Fire Chief Garfield Hodge, and other officials from the Ministry of National Security. The Nevis Electricity Company Limited NEVLEC, in conjunction with the Nevis Island Administration NIA, has proposed the development of a 10-megawatt geothermal plant in Hamilton Estate, Nevis. Initial proposals have been granted, and an Environmental and Social Impact Assessment (ESIA) was carried out. The results of the said ESIA is now published for review and comments by the public from October 28th to November 28th, 2022 via the Caribbean Development Bank's website www.caribank.org, NEVLEC's website www.nevlec.com, the NIA's web portal www.nia.gov.kn, and the Department of Physical Planning on Main Street, Charlestown, Nevis. Comments can be forwarded to the Director of the Department of Physical Planning on or before November 28, 2022. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes on behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information. Thank you for viewing.